Well, it's drama whether it be number one or all that wasn't there this morning. So to see who ultimately would be coming here in a couple weeks was part of it. It was great to be here and see our fan support and you know um, continue to move this thing forward. I think we're after is a lot of things in this program, and one of them is to be playing here in December. So we have that opportunity, whether it's New Hampshire or UT Martin in a couple weeks, start getting ready for them. But what a season to this point, and I think our guys fully understand that the work is far from finished. So we'll get to work on those two teams. I'm excited to be back here in a couple weeks, and take this thing as far as we can. So the fan support to this point has been amazing, and we're going to need that. 2 weeks from here, and whoever we play, and the fans can be a huge factor, and I trust will be.
5 teams from the Big Sky got in, including 3 that you beat in recent weeks. So what did you just think of the way that this league prepared you for this?
Yeah, I think a lot was said about the league and the strength of the league, but ultimately I think it played out that our conference is right there. To have 5 teams make it, and our conference schedule, whether it was the teams that we played that are in the playoffs or the other team, there's bits and pieces you take from each of those matchups that ultimately, get you ready for this time of year. And whether we have a rematch with one of those teams down the road, we'll see. But first things first, to win our conference, we're really proud of that. Because again, I do think it's a really good conference, and hopefully we're battle tested enough to take this as far as we can.
It's the first number 1 seed, at least in the Division I era for MSU. So, how special is that after having some good seasons in recent years as well?
Well, that's what you're playing for, and it's not easy. And whether we would have gotten it had NDSU won yesterday or not, it doesn't even matter at this point. So, yeah, it's so important. It has been so important over time to be in the 1 or the 2 position. It just has. So, it's a measure of your consistency. It's a measure of your team being able to prepare and show up every week. And our team has done that. So I know we're very deserving of it. And now it's a matter of taking that opportunity and running with it. So the work isn't done yet.
Yeah, the playoffs go through Bozeman now. Can you just talk about the home field advantage and what Bobcat Stadium is?
Well, it's significant. I know we lost that game last year, but thinking back to the previous 2 years, the regular season crowd is one thing, but the playoff crowd and the energy is on another level. And we're going to need that, when we play in a couple weeks here. And that crowd needs to be a factor, and it will be a factor. I think it was a factor yesterday, and so look forward to that opportunity. Our guys certainly relish the opportunity to play at home. I know for our seniors yesterday, it was senior day, but they knew it wasn't going to be their last game in that stadium. So we hope that we can provide a few more, certainly, and I know we just got the one in front of us. It's guaranteed, so we got to make the most of it.
New Mexico now is almost a bowl-eligible team if they win next week. I mean, that was 3 months ago to today. Just can you look back at this regular season and what your strength of schedule really ended up being, which was pretty great?
Yeah, I think a lot was made as it was going, that we hadn't played anybody. But ultimately, let's play all the games and let the dust settle there. And you can only play the teams that are on your schedule. I know losing that Stephen F. Austin game, that was nothing we did. And we just played the team that they brought in here at that point, Mercyhurst. So, yeah, I think the teams that we played, whether it was here in Bozeman or on the road, I like the way our schedule shaped up, and we were able to find our way through it, and we're pretty fortunate to have done that. And I think to some degree we're pretty battle tested. We've been able to work through some times.
So much celebration these last 24, 36 hours. So how do you sort of then reset after the dust settles from that?
Yeah, yesterday was so meaningful in a lot of different ways. To be able to bring that Great Divide Trophy back, keep it here, that's huge. That's huge for so many reasons. And, making the most of the opportunity to be the outright be champs in the Big Sky. I know 2 years ago we didn't have the ability to control that. So to receive that trophy last week, our guys understood it, it wasn't about wanting to share that. So to get that done, and then do everything we could to get the seating the way we wanted to. Yeah, a lot to celebrate, a lot to appreciate, but I think this team is far from satisfied.
Is there anything the last few years in playoff games you guys have given to you past experience?
Well, I think you have to find a way to play your best football in December. And I think thinking back to the different opportunities we've had, what does that mean? It means you just got to continue your process. You got to continue to prepare the same way. You got to be as healthy as you possibly can. And young guys like they have need to continue to emerge because we got a great senior group that we can lean on, but it's still going to be about a group of guys in that second year class that probably hasn't experienced this a lot. So you just got to keep finding ways to be your best. And I know last year I think it became apparent that getting overtime, you better figure that piece out too. So I think we did some things in fall camp. We'll probably revisit some overtime, some 2-point. Just watching A&M and Auburn last night. You better be prepared to get in a 2-point contest if you get to that. So you got to lay it all out there. With these opportunities, and then fortunate enough to win, you got to figure out how to do that again. So I think this team's been in a lot of playoff games. This group has, and I like our chances because of that. But there's some young guys that haven't. They're going to have to figure out too.
You guys rely on the run game playoffs, but you guys.
Well, yeah, Scott Trey was no worse for wear yesterday. He'll be fine. He wasn't able to be at a high enough percentage that we felt like putting him out there after a couple plays made any sense. We'll see what where we're at with Julius. Obviously, Adam is more than capable of being a top flight guy like he was yesterday. Colson came in there, so having those guys, that amount of guys, you feel pretty good about. Tommy's health, I think you feel pretty good about. Our O-line and what they can do, because you need to be able to run it and you need to be able to stop it. And we've been able to do both those things really all year. So I like how we can play all weather. And that's what it takes. It's what it's going to take this time of year, and we're going to still need to be able to throw it from time to time. But that running game is what.
From an opponent prep standpoint, I'm sure you guys as a staff will look at both. But when do you start sort of? Did you show the players both, or you just wait till next week?
We're going to practice both Tuesday and Wednesday, and from past experience, you give one day at each team, just to get some familiarity. Practice again on Saturday with that result in hand, and then just get to work. But yeah, we'll do work on both teams. Looking at it, paper looks like it could be a toss-up. I know we saw New Hampshire on main film from last year. We played Tennessee Martin a few years back, so we're kind of starting from scratch as far as the familiarity. So we got to dig in and get a little work done this week.